Hey guys, it's SCS Live, and we are here with Greg Ayres. Greg, it's good to see you again. Man. It's been a while.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a few years.
How you been?
Doing good, doing good. If I look tired, I'm still on Atlantic time. I just got back from the UK, so technically I'm 6 hours ahead, which means I should be in a pub pounding a few pints and getting ready to go to bed. But
go take care of that.
Yeah, but unfortunately I have a whole dance that I've got to do tonight, so I'm saving what little energy I have for that. So.
I'm disappointed in your lack of multitasking.
I know, right?
No, but you are busy all the time. As somebody that follows you on Facebook,
Yeah.
You're here, you're there, you're either doing some voice acting, you're DJing somewhere, you're everywhere, and
no rest for the wicked.
With all that, and you somehow find a way to change your hair color
every so many weeks.
So there's my question that I want to ask. What's with the color changing hair?
Oh, I used to work in a law firm. I used to do back-end web development training and tracking for meaning like finding people that were hiding on the internet. And so I used to be a suit and tie guy. I used to be this guy that looked like a Republican during the week. And the minute that wasn't my job anymore, I think I bleached my hair the week we all got laid off, and it's never been a normal color since. I think I do something that I call rebooting my hair once a year, which is where I shave it. Last year they caught it on videotape. They did it at a convention because nobody believed I would shave my head. I'm like, I do this all the time. So they shaved it, and the poor lead singer for the rock band, who's a friend of mine, Kazuha Oda, she's the lead singer for the band Kazuha, she's sitting there going, while they shave my head, but I'll shave it once in a blue moon, and then I'll leopard spot it. It's like a whole process. The first hair color is leopard spots, and then as it grows out, it's different. I'm about to undercut, which means I'm going to shave all of this off underneath of it, so it sits really cool. But the coloring is just something that I love. You know, I have a job that I can show up to in my pajamas now, so I don't do that, but I do show up with weird hair on a regular basis, and I love it. I don't even know what my real hair color is some days. There was one time last month that I was like, yeah, well, I've got purple hair now, and it's pink, and I was like, no, it's purple right now. And they're like, your hair is pink right now. I was like, oh yeah, it is pink, because I'm so used to seeing it different colors.
You do it so often, I could understand why you would lose track.
I was thinking it was purple, but.
Well, speaking of that, you're multi-talented. You're a voice actor, you're a DJ.
Thanks.
Which came first?
Music's always been a part of my life, and I've been performing since before I knew it was called performing. I was a hammy little kid. I guess the performance started first. I started acting when I was a little kid, but I didn't stick with the acting like I did music. I did theater for a few years, and then stopped for a few years, and then did it for a few more years, and it was something that I did for fun. Whereas music, once I started DJing, I really never let go of that until I was out of college, and then I got so sick of watching everybody else in the crowd having fun that I stopped actually DJing for a few years just so I could be the one in the party, so I could be the one on the dance floor. And now that I DJ at conventions, it's a different atmosphere because I'm facing the audience. When I used to DJ in nightclubs, I was in a booth, so it was like I was away from the fun. Now when I'm on stage, I'm just a few feet away from everybody else, so I really do feel like I'm in the crowd having fun with everybody. So I love that. But I've been doing both since I was a little kid. I think DJing I started when I was 15, and theater I started at 7. So I guess theater's got a few years on me. But and I can't see a time in my life where I'm not doing either music or performance. Like, that's just a part of who I am. My folks say some days my headphones go on before my clothes do, because there's nothing unusual about finding me in my boxers at this is an early morning for me, 10 a.m. Totally headphones on, just dancing my little butt off because I've gotten new music the night before and I want to see how it works with other stuff. So I don't, even if I was to ever stop performing out, I'll always be playing music and, singing or dancing or something. So yeah, it's just part of my life, I guess, now.
And, let's kind of delve into it a little bit. I mean, as someone who's DJed himself, I've had a lot of different genres I've gone with, and I'm just kind of curious with you, man. Is there a specific genre of music? Are you dance? Are you into, rock? What are you doing?
My professional DJ friends call me the genre jumper because they've never seen somebody do what I do. Well, I play for a really unique audience. When I used to play nightclubs, when you play in a nightclub, you play for that crowd. So like if you're at a gothy club and you play all the spooky music and it's Skinny Puppy and Dick Kreutzen and Susie and the Banshees and Strawberry Switchblade and all that stuff. Well, what I'm playing here is like, I call it nerd prom. It's like every bit of nerdy music for kids that hated the people they went to school with. So it's like dancing with, someone like yourself or whatever. So I have every walk of life in there. I've got nerdy kids, I've got video game kids, I've got anime kids, I've got Marilyn Manson fans, I've got drum and bass fans, electronic. So I play everything. And my show right now, I think it starts electro house, tech house, electro house, moves into like hard dance. There's a break, and then I do not a break, but then I do happy hardcore into drum and bass, into drum step, back into happy hardcore, then pull back to Moombahton, which is like 109, and build that back up to a house rhythm, and then the end of the show is like real chill, real beautiful, like Ellie Goulding type, like Swedish House Mafia stuff. So I really just go all over the map. But my favorite genre of music to play is drum and bass, and which is so funny because it just came back from the UK, and drum and bass here is the snobby, like only the coolest of the cool kids listen to drum and bass, whereas in Britain, the criminals listen to drum and bass. So it's so funny to this genre of music that I think is so hoity-toity, and over there it's like just like you say drum and bass, it was like, oh yeah, that guy, like what does that mean? So, but that's my favorite genre of music. But I play everything, and I love working. In fact, I love finding a genre of music I hate and trying to get good at it. And trap music was like that for me because it's so slow. And now, because I've had to learn to work with it, I actually have parts of trap music that I like now. So it's really weird. But that was one of the tips somebody gave me when I first started DJing. They're like, if you want to get good, pick a type of music that you hate and learn how to spin it. Because then when you drop back into something you love, it's like going from a standard car to automatic. You're just like, So I've tried to play a little bit of everything now.
You are a staunch opponent of bootlegging, and as I recall from a picture that you posted, someone let you drive a steamroller.
Yes, they did. My friends that run the con Anna Main, they have a pro industry con once a year. We have something we do called a bootleg bomber. We save up bootleg that people either have confiscated or don't, unknowingly bought. We save up bootleg and we collect it, and we find awesome ways to destroy it. And somebody was like, well, that's the most useless thing ever. It may be cathartic, but the kids love doing it, and it's a really neat way to raise awareness about, because right before we destroy it all, we do a panel on how to spot the differences and why why this toy is unsafe or why this sword is unsafe. Obviously, we have to be a little careful disposing of swords and knives, but the first year they gave me a steamroller, which... And how can you not want to drive a steamroller?
There, so people can see the look on your face of I'm driving.
I had so much fun. I loved it. I backed it up, and I loved it. And then last year, I wanted a flamethrower, but the city of Portland, Maine didn't want me to have a flamethrower. I know, it's mean guys. So we made a bootleg pinata, because the mascot was the Pinata Beast, which is this tentacle monster that was made out of bootleg. And we took to it with weapons from popular video games like the golf club from Persona and the crowbar. I'm happy to report the crowbar from Left 4 Dead ended it. It could have been my right swing, but the crowbar did the job. We knocked the head off with the crowbar, which is cool because there was a broomstick holding it together, and we snapped the broomstick in half and everything. So we got a pretty solid shot with the crowbar. And the cool thing is once the bootleg, pinata was down, then everybody in the room just started destroying bootleg. It was fun. It was a big mess to clean up. But this year, I think I get a wood chipper, which is going to be way more fun than...
Nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to start feeding the bootleg plushie into the wood chipper. So, but... They don't really tell me a lot about what they're gonna do. We talk to each other and get ideas, and it's always a surprise for me. And because it's one of the last cons of the year for me, I'm usually so exhausted by the time it's time to go to this con, and that's like a motivating point. Like the first year I was like, Colin, I have no energy. I was like, I'm getting on the plane. I was like, but you're gonna be dealing with the very half of me. And he goes, well, wouldn't you feel better if I told you we have a steamroller? And I was like. I would, in fact, feel better. So, So I think we have a wood chipper, but he may surprise me with a flamethrower or something else. I don't know. Let's have
Maybe,
to see.
maybe explosive.
Oh man.
Thermite comes cheap.
Man, explosives. That would be good.
Well, we close out. What can we expect to see you in soon, or what are you going to be doing
Oh
soon?
man, really cool. Monica Rial and I had the big bloodbath of last summer with Dead Man Wonderland. The cool thing is, we're in the big bloodbath of this summer, a new show called Another, which if you could take a really great ghost story and combine it with Final Destination, that's this show, and it's bloody. I've got more Hakuoke coming out, which is really cool. The cool thing is I do a majority of my work for a company called Sentai Filmworks, and we now record at the speed of light. So even though I can't talk about a lot of cool things that I'm working on right now, by the time this is out, one or two of them will probably already be out. So that's the cool thing. Even though I can't talk about it, they come out like lightning now. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Keep an eye on Sentai Filmworks. They have a lot of really cool properties about to come out. So
Cool. Well, Greg,
awesome.
good to see you again.
Yeah,
Thanks
totally.
for being here.
Thanks.
Always good,
I'll
man.
see you
Always
guys
good.
tonight.
We'll be
Definitely.
around.